Good morning, everybody. This is Emily, and this is James,
Hey.
my husband, and we're about to set out on a geocaching journey. The first place that we're going to be heading to, Beacon Hill, which isn't too far from where we are, and it's actually up on this hill behind me. That's Beacon Hill. We can actually see it from our driveway. And so we brought our fuel, we brought our geocaching tools. Now, just as a disclaimer, James, you don't know anything about geocaching, do you?
No, I've never done this before.
No. So he knows that we need to use the GPS to go find stuff, but other than that, he is going to be relying on the knowledge that I have gained from doing my research on geocaching. So we have some of the tools that was suggested that we get when I was doing my researching. Some things you can't learn online though. Some things are just about common sense. So to that end, we have borrowed my neighbor's dog. Say hi, Bella. Hi. Because it is bear season here in Fort McMurray, so we want to make sure that we don't get eaten by a bear today. So that's what Bella's here for. So, are we ready?
Ready?
Are we excited?
Yes.
What about you, Bella?
I'm excited.
She's excited. All right, let's go. We're about to begin. The GPS is showing us kind of the crows flying way of going there, but we're not about to cross the river and climb that hill, so I'm going to switch to car directions. So it's opening Google Maps, so that should make this really easy because we use Google Maps a lot. We're going up there. Just have to take the long way around to do it. It is a beautiful morning for doing this. Not a cloud in the sky, it's nice and sunny. Cold. I have to scrape the windshield. Oh my gosh, it's that cold? Jeez. Okay. Turning in here, I guess, to park. Oh, okay, it's not quite where I thought it was. Tells us we're here. Okay, well that's interesting. I thought it was a little bit further down the road, so... interesting. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to the app. So we can tell from this that the terrain isn't too hard, it's not too difficult, that the size of the container we're looking for is a regular size, so it's about a loaf of bread, about that size. There's hints here, which we're going to try not to use, and the recent activity shows us that it was found about 6 or 7 weeks ago, so it should still be here. Dogs allowed, that's good for us. We're going to try not to look at the photos because we don't want too many hints. We're going to see if we can find it ourselves. So I'm actually going to turn this on to compass, and that should give us some specific walking directions. Let's give this a try. Alright, so we're following the compass, about 90 meters this way. Oh, it looks like there's a trail over here. That might help, because this regrowth looks like it's fairly thick. Okay, so somehow we turned the video off. I don't know what the last thing we caught was, but the phone beeped and it made this noise and it said, "You're in the vicinity, start looking for it." So now we are going to look around, and it still says we have a few meters to go into the woods. I don't know how crazy I am walking through all that regrowth, but yeah, this is what we came here for, so this is what we're going to do.
Going in.
It looks like it's been pre-trampled, so it's either geocachers or a bear. Okay, here we go. Somebody used some camo duct tape. Something in it, for sure. Alright, So in here we have the logbook, which we're supposed to write our like profile name and the date we found it. There's also swag in here, geo-swag, which means stuff we all get. And so we can take something, and we can take something if we leave something. And I did come prepared with some swag of our own. We have Paw Patrol Band-Aids. So, you know, when people get all chewed up by the thorns, they can use some first aid. So what do we have in here? We've got a ring. I don't know, gingerbread man. What that is. Little bowling pin set. There's some bracelets. You want a bracelet, James?
No,
No?
I'm fine, thank you. This is for you.
For me. Some sort of a keychain with a, I don't know, a heart or something. Looks like a couple quarters in here. We want coffee money. I don't know. Eraser, maybe? This is what this is? I don't know. I'm not going to take any of this stuff. But looks like we've got one earring in here too. I don't know what you do with one earring, but I'm going to leave Paw Patrol Band-Aid just to say that we were here. And we're going to fill out the logbook. This one actually has a pencil in it, although I did come prepared with a Sharpie just in case it didn't have a pencil in it. But it looks like we've got a, this is Paris, maybe? I don't know.
I can't tell.
Looks like Lightning McQueen.
I
don't know. Anyway, so we're going to fill in the logbook, and then James is going to take it back in there and hide it. I also put that this is my first find, because it is. Alright, so this all goes back in here. So James is going to take it back and hide it at the base of the V tree. And I'm going to log our find in on the app, which you're also supposed to do. I start collecting street cred by having my first find. Got into our next spot pretty quick. It wasn't that far away. I thought that I had seen it, but the GPS had said, no, you still have like 80 meters to go or something. So we drove past it, but then we got that little bling and it said, no, you're in the area. So what were we just saying about GPS is not like obviously pinpoint accurate?
Yeah, what I was saying is the GPSs that come with your phones are usually not as accurate as what you can get if you buy an actual GPS. I believe I've read somewhere that they said iPhone phone GPSs are usually within 5 to 6 meters accurate, and an actual GPS could be within a meter.
Bella really wants to go.
Yeah, if we had an actual GPS, even if we weren't able to see anything, it might have brought us closer and made it easier for us to find without even having to use the hints.
But the hints are there for a reason,
Yep.
and they worked. I don't think we would have found it without the hints. I would have given up.
Yep.
Okay, so let's go find the next one.
All right,
Okay,
so we're here.
We're at this little like rest area, I guess, which the title of this geocache is called Sit Down, Take a Break. Right now my compass is telling me to go 4 meters that way, which would take me to the middle of the road. So I'm thinking maybe that's not 100% accurate. But as soon as we got here, James noticed that there's a little pile of rocks over on that bench. So we're gonna go check and see if maybe that's it. And maybe somebody just put them here.
Maybe just someone put rocks to
Maybe.
throw us off.
Yeah, okay. No, so we're looking for a small one. So micro ones are like probably about this big.
All right.
These rocks here, and I realized that there's a hole in this rock, which I would think would be a pretty good place to hide a geocache, but like there's nothing in the hole. So we are admitting defeat on the take a break. I don't know if the spot that I found was kind of the hiding spot and it was muggled, or if it's just super small and we can't find it. It's kind of disappointing. I would have thought that the urban one would be the easier of the two finds, but we've been looking around for what, about 10 minutes or more?
Yeah.
No success, so we're going to go onward and see if we can have success with another one. Okay, so we are here at the Discovery Center, which is right behind me. And it's got a nice big property, and I never realized that there were geocaches on it. Apparently there are 2, so we're going to see if we can find at least one of them before we head on to a different part of town. So we're all set to go, and it is that way, so that's where we're going. Whoop! Oh, I got the ding-a-ling because you're nearby. We're in ground zero. Getting close, 14 meters. So here's some mining artifacts from vintage Fort McMurray oil sands. And we have lived in Fort McMurray all this time. I've been to the Discovery Center before. I bring my kids here on field trips, but we've never actually come over to check out the giants of mining. We've never actually stood over here. So geocaching, helping you discover your community. Okay, so it turns out that I checked the activity log. The geocache isn't actually in the Giants of Mining exhibit. When I checked the activity log, a couple people had said how they had found the cache, but were able to have a good peek at the exhibit through the fence. So, and they mentioned thorns and bush and whatnot, so we realized that it's probably along here, and so we found this little path, and the compasses were pretty close. So James wants to take this one, so I'm gonna hold dog, and we'll find it, James. Okay, so we found it. It was hidden right beside this big rock and underneath another one, in a Tupperware container this time. And we got in it. We've got a logbook again, thanks to RBC. We've got a packet of sunscreen, more sunscreen, 50-50 draw. I wonder if it's good. This could be the winning ticket for something. Pencil needs to be sharpened a bit, but we did bring our own pen. Oh, look, this has come all the way from Newfoundland. How cool is that? So we're gonna add this one gets a Rocky, and we'll fill up the logbook and on to our next adventure. Okay, so now we are at MacDonald Island. We got some snacks. MacDonald Island is one of the first places we ever visited when we moved to Fort McMurray. It's got a really huge recreation leisure center with a couple of pools, a couple of ice rinks, rock climbing wall.
At one point it was the biggest one in Canada.
It isn't anymore?
I don't know if it still is, so I don't.
Also have a golf course and a really nice walking trail which goes down along the river, so we're going to get some nice scenery on this one. Also has bears in the area, which again is why we brought Bella with us. So there's a couple other people out here today walking around, so hopefully the bears are hiding, but this one's going to be a bit of a hike. We're about a kilometer away that we have to hike down, and hopefully there's not too many golfers that are hitting wayward balls. We don't want to get conked in the head. So let's go.
I think so. Yeah, I did. Look at that. There we go, right under a tree. Alright, let's see what we found.
What did we find?
Is it treats? Is it doggy treats?
That would be a cool thing to leave. I bet a lot of people do this with their dogs.
Here's the book. Here is a golf ball.
Which makes sense because we're going to Oh, we're going to do a little bit of a recap. We've pretty much used up all of the babysitting time that we had. So we tried 4 geocaches and we found 3 of 4.
We found 3 out of 4, yeah.
Yeah, so 75% success rate. Not bad for our first try. So I would think that that means that I learned a lot of things about geocaching enough to be successful. There goes a bird. Yeah, and it was a nice day nice way to spend a weekend morning and see some nice parts of our city. We think we saw a wolf on the other side of the river. It was big, not big enough to be a bear, and
White and grayish looking.
white and gray, and it was moving pretty quick. There's no humans around, so thinking it was a wolf, which is kind of cool. Glad it was on the other side of the river. So we're gonna walk back to the truck and give Bella a treat, return her to our neighbor, and
Move on to the rest of the weekend.
yeah, go finish my assignment.